Welcome, my name is Mr. Sunarine, and today's lesson is going to look at how can we compare and classify polygons. Before we get into the main lesson, we're going to go over some vocabulary. To discuss first, polygons is a flat or plain closed figure with at least 3 straight sides and angles. Here are some examples that are polygons. Notice they're two-dimensional, they're closed, and they have straight sides. Here are examples of non-polygons, and they do not fit the rule of what a polygon is. So you'll notice how these figures are curved. This is not closed. And here we have a three-dimensional figure. Next, we're going to look into what are regular polygons. So to define a regular polygon is a polygon that is equiangular and equilateral. Equiangular, and if we break up the word, equal angle means that all the angles are the same measure. So in this diagram of this regular pentagon, we see that each of the angles, denoted by 108 degrees, and that's the symbol degrees after the 8, they're all the same measure. Equilateral, and when we break up equilateral, lateral meaning sides, all the sides are the same length. So we can indicate that on this regular pentagon by this measure here, these markings all around the pentagon, which indicates that they're all the same length. Over here are some visual diagrams of different types of polygons, indicated by the number of sides. Here we have a three-sided figure, which we call an equilateral triangle, indicated that all the sides and all the angles are the same. Here is a square, which is a quadrilateral, and all 4 sides are the same, and we can keep going. This is a regular pentagon, as demonstrated by this example here. So be aware of the different types of polygons that we have. So we have a 6-sided figure is called a hexagon, a 7-sided figure is a heptagon, and so on. These are common names of polygons that you should know and you should write in your notes. Now we're going to get into some practice questions that look into this lesson. Jenny says polygon N, polygon R, and polygon S are all regular quadrilaterals. Is she correct? Why or why not? So pause the video, think about how you might answer this, and we're going to compare your answer to the one on the next slide. Okay, so here we go. Here's a sample response that we can look at. Jenny is incorrect. Polygon N, polygon R, and polygon S are quadrilaterals. However, a regular polygon is defined as a polygon that is equilateral and equiangular. The only polygon that demonstrates this is polygon S. So if we look back at the question, we see that we have 3 quadrilaterals, and S is the only one that is a regular quadrilateral, which means that all the sides are the same. Polygon N and polygon R do not meet that criteria, and therefore they're not regular quadrilaterals. This side and this side are the same, but they're different than these two sides. In quadrilateral R, we see the same thing here. All the sides are different. They're not the same. Now we're going to look at another question. Here's an example. Identify the polygon by the number of sides and whether it's a regular polygon. So when answering this question, count the number of sides. That will tell you what polygon we're working with. In addition, think about the definition of what a regular polygon means and think if it meets this criteria for this polygon U. All right, on the next slide, we're going to look at a sample response, and from there you can compare your answer to the ones that I'll provide to you. So if we look at a sample response, This polygon is a hexagon because it has 6 sides and 6 angles. This is a regular polygon because it's equilateral and equiangular. So if we see here, we see that we can count the sides 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 6-sided figure, hence it's a hexagon. Now we're going to look at one more question. In this problem, identify the polygon by the number of sides and whether it's a regular polygon. So pause the video, come up with your response, and we're going to compare it to the one that I provided for you. Okay, for this one, this polygon is a pentagon because it has 5 sides and 5 angles. This is not a regular polygon because the sides have different lengths and the angles have different measures. So here we can count the number of sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll notice that a 5-sided figure is called a pentagon. We'll also notice that this is not a regular polygon because all the sides have different measures. Some of them might look the same, but they all are not have the same length. Okay, now we're going to go into our summarization. To summarize, how can we compare and classify polygons? Some strategies are count the sides and angles of the polygon and determine if the polygon is regular by looking at the sides and angles. So here are some 2 examples. We can see that the first one is a regular polygon because we notice that all the sides are the same lengths and the angles are the same measure. We also notice that this is not a regular polygon because we have different lengths, like this length is different than this. Therefore, that tells us that we're not dealing with a regular polygon. We can also determine the type of polygon by counting the sides. So here we can count the sides 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we know that this is a hexagon. We could do the same thing down here. We can count the number of sides 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and determine that a 5-sided polygon is called a pentagon. Hope this was helpful and have a great day.